Can you get me that ad, the Reagan ad on clip 15? The what? Yeah, we're live. We're live. Okay, so hi everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. What is happening now? What is happening now? Oh, okay. That works. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. My name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. And welcome to your Wake and Bake News at 7 p.m. But I have been planting. Man, I worked after we got done here last night. I worked in the garden until like 6 in the morning. Craig was out of here at 5:30. I worked until like 6 in the morning planting. I planted like 9 plants. I guess I'm a little slow. I don't know. I guess you get like a repetition on how you do stuff. Like I'm using bottle nutrients this time for like the first time really, and I'm like I gotta decide which which ones to use, and I'm really bad at it. Cause like the things that I decided to put in the water, nobody else puts in the water from all the videos that I've watched. But whatever. Whatever. You learn. You garden. You learn. Right? Right? Am I right? Am I right? You garden. You learn. You learn. You garden. Speaking of gardening, look at this. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We will be having some of that there very soon, which is nice. I got that going for us, for me. Anyways, got this. Got the official Mox News face mask, which I hate. I want to make one that says I hate fucking face mask. I think that would be good. I think that would be a big seller. I hate fucking face mask. That would probably be a big seller. And this shit's never gonna end. It's never gonna end. This whole bird box fucking corona thing is not going away. Ever. There's no election. There's no school next year. I mean, maybe there'd be like homeschool, school online kind of stuff would be my guess. But, Donald Trump wants everybody back in school. Or he's going to cut the fundings for the school. The minuscule nothing funding that the federal governments get to give to the children to make sure the children get a good start. What a great government. What a great government. How can you say such things about our government? Yeah. Priorities, priorities, priorities. So, I hope you have yours because I know I have mine. Speaking of which, who's ready for a bong hit? I'll be ready momentarily. But I am thinking about all these video clips that I made. Actually, I'm just really thinking about the garden. I still have like 4 plants to plant. So hopefully it won't take me till 6 o'clock in the morning to do it. There's like a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff you got to do. But I got all the soil mixed up. I just have to put it in the bags now. In the grow bags, and I just have to put the plants in the grow bags. But I have these fucking specialized pots, right? I have these like specialized, like fancy pots that you're not supposed to be able to overwater, right? I'm like, oh, overwatering. That's the big mistake that everybody makes. Overwatering. Be really good not to have to overwater. So I have to assemble those and then put the dirt in them, which I haven't done yet. I'm going to do 2. I have 4 of those special pots. They're called octopots. I have 4 of them. I'm going to put them in. I'm going to use 2 of them. We're going to use them for the photo period plants because it makes sense. You can like veg longer and all that, you know. I really want to grow autoflower in the octopot. See, this is all I think about all day long. Fucking news, whatever. Oh, and by the way, yesterday some retarded caller was telling me, why aren't you showing the video of the 12-year-old getting sucker punched, you know? And I didn't have that video, and it didn't talk about 12-year-old. He said it was the guy dancing who got sucker punched. I didn't have that video. If I did have that video, I would play that video, right? Because and tonight I do have that video. I have it right there. Sucker punch 12-year-old. And the reason that I have it is because they played it on the news today, and so I wanted to make sure that I shared it with you. But that's not why I'm sharing it with you, because this guy was like, "Oh, why aren't you playing that video?" It's because I wanna point out what the fuck is wrong with someone that fucking just totally pounds this 12-year-old kid dancing on the side of the street. It just like takes him and just like bam, like a big fucking guy, right? Bam, right upside the head. You could literally crack somebody's skull. You could kill them doing that. What kind of fucked up person does it? And there's 2 other little kids there with this 12-year-old that's just dancing on the sidewalk. Just dancing. And this guy just sneaks up behind him and just goes bam, right up on the side of his head. That I would play that video in a heartbeat. And the reason why is because I want to be able to call somebody out like that. What the fuck is wrong with you that you could do that to a 12-year-old dancing on the side of the street? You're the kind of person that needs to go to prison forever in order to make the streets a safer place for little children. That's what kind of person you are. And I hope that you rot in that fucking prison for the rest of your fucking life in order to make the streets a safer place for little children. Just like I hope Barack Obama rots in prison for the rest of it. And Donald Trump and George W. Bush and Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. For the rest of their lives, they belong in prison in order to make the world a safer place for little children. We can't allow predators like this to roam the streets and call ourselves civilized. That's not what civilized people would do. They would stop it, and they would stop it with extreme prejudice. And it's true. And I have that video, and I will play it for you now.
I wanted to show you this new video that shows a 12-year-old boy getting sucker punched by a man while dancing with his dance class on a street corner last Friday in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And a warning, this video might be disturbing to some viewers. So the owner of the dance studio, Michael Curry, along with TMX.News, gave me permission to share this video in hopes the man who landed the punch will be found and arrested. Here it comes in about 5 seconds from now. Police now looking for this guy, 27-year-old Cedric Charles Moore Jr., who's accused of driving up there, then sucker punching that 12-year-old, then hopping back in the passenger seat of a waiting SUV, then speeding off here. He's been charged with felony assault in the 2nd degree and felony child endangerment in the 1st degree. Again, no arrests have been made.
Pretty tough kid, looked like to me. It's kind of like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck just happened? That was a big guy. He came up and just roundhoused him. That kind of person, and including the person driving the car, needs to go to prison to make the streets safer for little children. Okay? Just like cops who fucking beat up, kill little children. We can't allow predators like Obama and the Clintons and Trump and Bush and fucking Biden to roam the streets and act like, the world is a safe place and act like we are civilized people. We can't allow that. They're the same as this guy, only on a much, much larger scale, right? They destroy children's homes. They destroy children's families. They murder their parents. They murder their siblings. You know, uh, again, in order to make the world a safer place for children, people like Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney, George W. Bush must go to prison forever. It's disgusting that we act as if that we call ourselves civilized and we allow people like that to roam our streets, knowing the kind of vampires that they are, that they feed their young on every drop of blood spilled in the Middle East. That's how disgusting they are. Disgusting. Disgusting makes me want to vomit. How can we live in a world like this, huh? That's all I'm saying. So, I have, and I have the new clip, the new Republicans Against Trump ad, in which they use they use Ronald Reagan in the ad, but then they show they show little clips of stuff that's going on now, like Reagan talking about we can't have this police state, and then going to a clip where the police are beating up people. It's amazing hearing Reagan talk about the police state, but I thought it was a pretty good clip. So I figured that we would go ahead and play that for you, and then have a discussion about that. Is that clip ready? Okay, we got that clip ready. So we got that, and we got more clips, but I wanted to just make clear again. The only reason I didn't play this clip from yesterday of that poor little 12-year-old dancing on the street, getting sucker punched by a fucking evil predator, is because I didn't see it. It wasn't made available to me. So we didn't play it for that reason. Other than that, we would have played it for sure. We want people to be aware that, we want people, I want everyone to know who that person is. I want that person to be famous for sucker punching a 12-year-old dancing on the sidewalk. Okay? Because that's what that guy deserves. So that when he goes to prison, all his buddies can be like, oh yeah, beating up on 12-year-olds, huh? Gonna make a lot of friends in prison. I sure hope he goes there soon. So we'll have to play that clip again. I should probably post it on the main page. Now that being said, we also have we have the video of Donald Trump. We have, let's see, it looks like we have some live video of protesters around the world once again, doing their thing that they do in Louisville. They were rocking it last night in Portland. Whoops, wrong one. So I don't know what's happening in Austin. I can't tell. In fact, there's a few people on the street in Austin there. Hello. Hello, caller.
Hey, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. But, my name is Andy. I'm from Texas, but I'm stuck in California, the communist state of California.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Yeah, and so what are we going to do about this, Chief? What's your solutions? I've been listening to you for a minute. I always subscribe to you. Every time I change my phone and get everything uploaded, I got to get Mox News in.
Right on. Well,
Because,
thanks very much. I'm glad to hear that. It's very nice to hear that. You know, it depends on what, I guess people want to do about it. I think it's fairly easy to defund the police. All we have to do is end the drug war. And, we end the drug war and we end 95% of cops' deaths, by gunfire. Um, we end 50% of crime at least. We end 50% of crime. It makes it easy to defund the police. We abolished the DEA. They've only brought us a fucking heroin epidemic. It's a completely worthless organization. Um, and there, boom. That's like 50. That's $100 billion. That's a giant amount of money right there, taken out of the fucking defund the police pile.
no, and no, you're spot on with that. And I'll just reiterate what you just said.
Okay.
Other than defund these people and take away these crimes, the problem we have today in this world is there's far too many crimes that we can commit. I
Right.
mean, back in the day, spitting on a sidewalk could get you arrested.
Right. It's called the over criminalization of humans.
Absolutely. And so we as Americans, we have to come together now. And those people that are out there fighting the Chaz, the Chop, and all this other stuff, they're fighting for whatever they're fighting for. They're going about the wrong way. Let's just go. Why are we going that? Holy crap, my friend, let me ask you this. Why
Yeah.
aren't we attacking the Federal Reserve? Why
Um,
aren't we attacking banks?
because the police state is what protects the Federal Reserve. Okay, the police state is what allows these crooked bankers. The police state is what allows crooked businessmen. The police state is what allows, This is why Donald Trump says we love our police so much, because without the police state firmly in place, Donald Trump never would have been able to get away with his crimes. You understand? The police state
Oh,
allows the rich in order to commit crimes against the normal man with impunity. Like they have, they're above the law.
have you ever been pulled over for a DUI?
I was pulled over while I was under the influence once, but I was very young, and I didn't. Nothing happened. Nothing negative happened.
So can I ask you this? Can I ask you
Uh
this?
huh.
If you harm nobody or their property, should you be free?
Um, I look. I think that if the deal is that driving, while on alcohol kills a lot of people, and if that's the facts, then we don't want people driving around on alcohol.
No, I'll buy that one. But
Yeah.
I'm saying that statement I just said. If I harm nobody or their property, should I be allowed to progress in life and just be free?
Yes, absolutely. If you're not hurting anybody and you're just living your life, doing your best to, go about take care of your business the way that, without hurting people or taking advantage of people, I don't see why you shouldn't be allowed to live your life the way you see fit.
And don't you see that as a very good, valuable thing right there? That in itself should be a T-shirt. Harm nobody or their property, and you can do what you want. And basically, that says you can't drive drunk and hurt somebody, but you still have to be busted. I mean, if you're driving drunk and you hurt somebody, yeah, you gotta pay the consequences. And all we're trying to do here is to take people and save their lives from a drunk driver. And I'm using drunk driving as a rule of thumb here, but as that particular point, if this person is driving drunk, he comes home from a restaurant or wherever he's been at, and he didn't hurt nobody, but he got pulled over, and this guy gives him a sobriety test, and he nails him. Think about the consequences of him getting nailed for driving drunk. And guess many things pull him over. It could be a blinker that's out. It could be a tail light. Whatever.
Yeah.
They pull you over and they instigate this stuff to a DUI. Yeah, I did have a drink, and blah, 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 blah. And next thing you know, your life is ruined because this guy thought you was drunk. So, I mean, having said that, there's got to be a situation where the police cannot do this. They cannot destroy your life because guess what? I mean, you get pulled over and you get a DUI, you're going to jail. You've got court dates, you've got money to pay, you got to get your car out of impoundment, blah, 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 blah. And then nobody wants to fight it in court because you can't. You can't fight it in court. And I'll say this. I had a DUI in King County.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, no, the day of my trial, I went in there and my lawyer, my $5,000 retained lawyer, cash on the barrelhead, told me that the prosecuting attorney, this was in Burien, my $5,000 attorney told me, he said, you know what, the prosecuting attorney, her mom just got hit by a DUI, so we're going to have to make a plea here.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I said, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Get her out of the courtroom.
Right,
She's
making
fired.
some kind of fucking objection, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't do it. I ended up having to take a plea bargain. I had a little thing on my ankle for a minute, and I had to walk around as some sort of idiot. I couldn't drive my car. They wanted to put a breathalyzer in my car and whatnot. I got lucky, I think. Well, I don't know. Tell me if that's lucky.
Well, you know, look, you have your life. You're not completely fucked. So a lot of people that just ruins their whole life, you know.
It does, and that's the thing I'm talking about is with this police. I'm not for defunding the police. I'm for referendum against the police. Stop doing what the hell you're doing. Look, if you pull somebody over because they're swerving down the road or something like that, then okay, cool. Tell them, look, I'll tell you what, you need to call somebody to give you a ride. I don't feel like you're safe here. But don't destroy the person's life. And I am on some sort of DUI rage here, but because I got one.
Yeah.
But I'm for all the rules and regulations. I mean, I don't think they need to go to the extremes that they are to participate. And they're destroying people's lives on a daily basis for nothing. Things they could solve on the street when they pull you over. And that's a question in itself. Do they even have a right to pull you over?
The police state is out of control, man. We can do so much better than what we have now. It should never ever be looked at like some kind of revenue, raising fucking group. You know, the only reason that you should have to deal with the police is because, you know, bad things happen, and they're there to help. You know, they're there to make sure everything's okay. Other than that, you know, we don't need being babysat and fucking, you know, told what we can and can't do constantly.
And it bugs the shit out of me. The people that we call are in charge of us. It's not that they're in charge of us. We allow this to happen. We're allowing these people.
They're not in charge of me. Nobody's in charge of me. Nobody's in charge of me.
Well, I know, but they believe they're in charge of you.
Right. This is the problem. You're right. That's the problem. They believe that they're the boss of you, and that is incorrect. They're there to protect you. They work for you.
And have you noticed on the cop cars that protect and serve is gone, or
Yeah,
service is gone?
yeah.
And no, check this out. In Supreme Court uh, ruling, they actually said that no, cops are not there to protect. They're
I
not
think they
there
said that
to
they don't have the obligation to protect anyone.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's probably the reason why they took those the writing off of their cars and stuff to
It's false.
protect.
It's false advertising.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Hey, I wish I was in Washington. I'm in Cali, and they just made marijuana flipping something that's cool now. But I mean, in Washington, y'all got the real stuff up there,
Forever.
and yeah, and them candies in Washington are far more tasty than Cali's got. Just to let you know on that.
Everything in Washington is more tasty than what Cali's got.
Yeah, no, I'm born and bred in Washington. I'm sitting in Cali. I'm a prisoner in California.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
unfortunate.
yeah, well, Governor Newsom, is dictator.
Yeah.
And does anybody know that Governor Newsom is the nephew of Nancy Pelosi? She's
Huh.
she's got. Did anybody know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Newsom is Pelosi, and guess who she is? Oh my God, she's a representative from California and the Speaker of the House. But
Yeah.
her little buddy, her little friend is Newsom and related to her
Yeah.
nephew. Yeah, it's just terrible. Well, these families that are ruling us right now are it's a big game, and we ain't in it.
Well, there's a lot of shit that's being played on the people, and it's just so disgusting that the best we can do for the most important job in the world is either Joe Biden or Donald Trump. You know what I mean? It's just fucking idiotic, and the people deserve better, and this fine fucking country, deserves fucking better than these police state motherfuckers who just don't who see your personal freedom as a threat to their lives. And I'm talking about
And here's the
Nancy
thing.
Pelosi. I'm talking about Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, all those people in Congress. Doesn't matter. R's, D's, does not matter. They see your freedom as a threat to their lives. Guaranteed.
And this is the best we can do. Joe Biden, a guy who can barely get out of his basement to make a statement, and he's retarded as hell. And this is our alternative to the retarded Zionist shill, Donald Trump. And that's something else. Can I say this? Do you mind? You're not a Zionist, are you?
No.
Okay, so let's talk about Donald Trump for a minute. He's a Zionist shill. This guy has a video out where he's showing reporters how he's so happy of the tree of life. And that happens to be a Zionist thing. I'm sorry, but he's
I have
so
hey, I have cannabis seeds called that. I have a strain of cannabis called that Tree of Life, so it's not just the Zionist. So
well, they're true there. But again, I mean, I don't know if you're pro-Trump or not, but
No,
I'm a
fuck Donald Trump. I hate this fucking government, dude. I'm so tired of this goddamn nanny state garbage and this just out of control police state. Okay, we deserve better. I want everyone to vote, not voting for anyone with an R or a D next to their name. If you vote for someone with an R or a D next to their name, you are part of the problem at this point.
absolutely. So none of the above should be an actual box down there when you vote. None of the above. I don't want any of these motherfuckers trying to take care of me. Because guess what? They're not taking care of me. There's no R or or D that's going to take care of me. Neither one of us are going to get taken care of by an R or a D.
Goddamn right.
You're absolutely right. And the fact of the matter is, I'm fucking sick of these stupid mofos that think that we have to be governed by somebody. Yeah, you've heard of genocide, right?
Yeah. And by the way, if you think that we need to be governed, you understand what it is that they're governing is your freedom. They're governing. They're the ones saying this is okay, that's not okay, with your freedom. Yours. You know? Go ahead.
So let's define what freedom is. If I harm nobody and I don't harm their property, then I should be free, right? If I do nothing to harm anybody and I harm their property not, I didn't do any harm, should I be free?
Yeah, of course, dude.
And there you go. And so, and what is so hard about that with R and D, Republicans and Democrats? What's so hard about that?
I already told you. They see your freedom as a personal threat to their lives. Your own freedom, not our collective freedom. Your freedom, your individual freedom, your right to act without their permission as a personal threat to their actual life.
And you said permission.
Yeah.
And who gives a fuck about their permission?
I will take your permission and I will shove it so far up your ass and it's going to come out your fucking throat.
Exactly. And who really gives a shit if somebody gives me permission? Am I going to follow it? I don't give it. No, I'm a free man, just like you are. We're free people. And we want to do what we want to do. As long as we harm nobody or their property, we should be able to do what we want. Am I correct?
I think people are over criminalized and this is a comply or die police state. So those two things are going to end very, very badly for the working class. So that's why all these people are in the street.
Well, we're talking about the streets here. So, we got white lives matter. Oh, wait, no. It's Black Lives Matter. Oh, wait.
See, you're going to get lost in fucking bullshit semantics, dude. Okay? This is about an over-criminalized fucking human race. Americans. And these are young people in the street that are saying, we're not going to spend the rest of our adult lives looking over our shoulder to make sure some cop isn't about to wreck our fucking world. Okay? So, and that's why they're in the street, and that's why everyone should be on their side.
Yeah, but on the same token, we can't have disorder.
Well, that's fucking bullshit, dude.
But okay, well, I would like to see I'd like to see disorder where we could come together and make our own order. That'd be nice.
Right, and that's
I don't like what happened in Chaz.
Again,
I don't like that.
Yeah, well, Chaz is, look, the police, those people sat on a police line for 10 fucking days. The police who said, oh, people on the fucking freeway aren't supposed to be on the freeway at day 8 said, hey, we've closed down the freeway so you can make this historical march all the way down to this place, this part of town. And the people said, nah, we don't want to do that. We want to go up there. And they stayed there for 10 fucking days while cops dropped flashbang grenades on them and tear gas and rubber bullets and pepper spray over and over again until a fucking federal judge said the Seattle police are hitting these people with tear gas, with chemical weapons and rubber bullets unprovoked. Okay, that's what a federal judge ruled and banned them from using it. And finally, the stupid fucking piece of shit cops got out of the people's way, which is what I had said from day one. Just get out of our way and it'll be fine. They got out of their way, and then you know what they did? The people went up to this spot where the cops were, and they said, yeah, you're not welcome here no more. How do you like it? All right? So what goes around comes around. And they had every fucking right in the world to do what they do.
Oh, I concur with you. I think a free people, I mean, if we are free people, and at this point we're finding out we're not free.
Well, they're
So
fighting for it at least. That's what that. As long as they still have the fight in them, then there's the hope that they can be free. And actual, the truth is that they are somewhat free. If they're still out there fighting, then fuck yeah. You know, resistance is victory. Resistance proves that freedom still exists, even if it's only in the heart of these young people.
and yet, what did we hear? What have we heard all our life? Resistance is futile.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just a Star Trek thing. I don't think we've heard that all our life.
Well, no, I'm 50 something years old here.
You know,
And
Star Trek did that when the Borg came along, and then it caught on very quickly. It's not like that's not. I haven't heard that my whole life. Resistance is futile. I mean, actually, I have, but it was by people that were slaves, in my opinion. You know, resistance is fucking saying no. I still have freedom left. I'm still a free man. That's what resistance is.
Well, what is the existence of the police department? Okay, because check this out. So they do the job of the yeah, cabal. Let's call them the cabal.
What's your name?
My name is Andy.
Andy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the police protect the rich. I've already explained this. The police protect the rich and allow the rich to get away with their crimes. Were it not for this police state in place, people like Donald Trump, who has taken advantage of working class people forever, would not ever have made it to the proper age to actually run for the president of the United States. So you know. Because people would have held him accountable. You can only fuck us so many times before we fucking take our fucking vengeance. Talking to you, Obama. Don't forget it.
I am so down with that statement right there. But let me ask you this: as a free people, what do you suggest we do?
I suggest that we stop voting for R's and D's, recognize our enemy, and come together to take our true power back. Instead of buying into all this fucking fear and division, stop being afraid. You're the top of the goddamn food chain on this planet. There is nothing to fear except for this fucking police state. The fucking government, the Congress, the White House, and their fucking jackbooted thugs. Okay? That's the only true threat to our personal freedom. Not ISIS, not some bill collector, not the fucking China, not Russia, not Iraq, not Afghanistan. Those are all fantasies and distractions.
So I did say the democide. I asked you if you knew what that means. Well, that democide. What is democide? Death by government. Democide. And that's the biggest killer in this entire world that we live in right now is democide. Look at Stalin. You know it's funny? They're tearing down.
Look at fucking Dick Cheney and George W. Bush, who killed 1 million innocent Iraqis. Okay? We don't need to look at fucking Stalin.
No, we do need to look at Stalin, because guess what? There's a Stalin statue in downtown Seattle. I'm sure you're aware of that.
Yeah.
And nobody tore that son of a bitch down, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. It gets moved around. I think it got sold to a private collector, last I heard.
Yeah, but be that as it may, it wasn't torn down. Nobody's trying to get rid of Stalin. And what does he stand for? Marxism. And did you see the leader of Black Lives Matter. There's like 3 of them, and they got tons of money from George Soros.
And if you ask the people in the streets, you show them the pictures of these 3 people and say, "Do you know who this is?" 99.9% of them would say, "I have no fucking clue who that is." Okay, so they're not the fucking leaders of Black Lives Matter. They're just another people that are fucking claiming to be somebody that fucking somebody gave a bunch of fucking money so they could control them. They're not the leaders of anybody. So you know.
And you're absolutely right. The fact of the matter is, these are the people that have been pinned by mainstream media,
Yeah.
once again, the gases, as the leaders. But, however, they allow these people to come out and say, we're trained Marxists. Is that what we want to live under, Marxism?
I don't know. Look, dude, do you like living under what we got right now? Because what we got right now is totally fucked, and it's been totally fucked my whole fucking life. My whole fucking life, this stupid piece of shit government has been at war with me. I didn't start the war. I didn't bring the war to them. They started it, and they brought it straight to my fucking doorstep. Is not what a fucking 15-year-old deserves, okay?
Hey, brother, I'm probably the same age as you. You got to be in your 50s. I'm going to give it to you on that. I'm just going to say straight up, no, I'm with you. Leave me the fuck alone. Let me live my life. What the fuck am I doing to you that's so wrong that you have to come in here and make my life more miserable? I'm with you, bro. I'm straight up with you. I will not even deny that. The police need to go fuck themselves and take another look at themselves in the mirror and say, really? I got to get up today and fuck with another motherfucking American who ain't done shit. And that pisses me off that these cops actually can wake up and look in the mirror, shave their face, and go out there and say, I got to fuck with America. Yeah, I'm done with that too, bro.
Right, the cops have to step up, and they have to admit that this is broken, and that they're the biggest part of the problem. Although the police themselves, the actual individual human persons, are actually being victimized too by this whole thing, because they're not the ones who over criminalize the people. They're just the ones that are there to fucking enforce the fucking bullshit laws, and if it's the law, it's the law, right? So they're kind of being victimized and pushed into this horrible position. But it's got to change. We can do so much better than what we're giving these people that are in the street, dude. You look at them, and they just want to have a better future than what they see now. What they see is no fucking future. They see a prison planet, and they don't want to be any part of that.
Hey, well, let me share a little incident with you, okay? So I was down, this is how great the police are. So I was down in Lakewood, Washington, man. Okay, I'm in Cali right now, but this is relevant because you're in Washington, and I was there when it happened. But I was sitting at a bar, I was drinking some juice and whatnot, and some dude showed up, and he had a bag full of money, and he had receipts in it, and he bought a round of drinks for everybody in this little bar, which was cool. But then he showed me his bag of money and had receipts and stuff from a Taco Bell and all this other shit. But he was paying for it. But he was like, let's go to a strip club. Let's go. And I was like, cool. I'll give you a ride. I didn't know he robbed a Taco Bell. Didn't have a clue of it.
Yeah.
So I drove his ass to a strip bar down there on South Tacoma Way. A strip bar, and I go into the strip bar. I got my own money. I'm sitting up there. Actually, I took some money from his bag because he left it in the car. He got out, and I was like, "Whoa, money!" Grab some cash. So I went in there. I'm throwing a 20 up on the stage to these strippers and stuff. Now this stupid mofo, he stayed outside and caused a havoc, which brought the police to come check out this situation.
You can't cause a problem at the strip club. Police will always come to fucking check out the strippers.
Yeah, well, but I didn't know all this. I just thought I was going to, to a strip club. And this idiot, he sat outside and caused scene and got the cops to show up. And boom! This, for whatever reason, this idiot told the cops he was with me. So I'm at the front table, real close to the stage, tossing a 20 and a 5 and all this out to this woman on the stage. And these cops come up to me and say, "Hey, can you come outside?" What? No. I got what's wrong with what? I'm thinking, what the hell did I do? Well, no, they drug my ass outside, and somehow this guy implemented me into this bank or this robbery of whatever it happened.
Okay, what is the point of all this? What is it you want to tell me?
Well, the point is that I didn't give them my right name, and that was the reason they arrested me and took me downtown. I told them my name was Mickey Mouse because they asked my name. I didn't have no ID, and so they asked my name. I said it was Mickey Mouse, and so they arrested me. I got 7 days in jail for lying to a police officer. So since when is there a law for lying to a police officer? Since when did that happen?
Yeah.
That's a law? You can't do it?
The cops, again, the police state is out of control, and we got to do better. So, it's good to hear from you, Andy. I hope that things are working out okay for you in California.
Yeah, I'll call in again, bro. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let's see. I have an ad. I have the ad from, I'm going to hold off on the Ronald Reagan Trump ad momentarily. It looks like there is stuff going down in Louisville, in Springfield, Oregon, and in Arkansas, and Austin. Love Austin. So, anyways, we got that going for us. And if anybody wants to call, the number is 805-669-6397. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and play a video about, let's see, CEO yelling at Asians in a restaurant. Again, this is not very nice, but people are out of control, and you have to recognize the real enemy. Okay, again, the real enemy isn't ISIS. The real enemy isn't Iraq. It isn't Russia. It isn't China. The real enemy is our government. They are the only real threat to your personal freedom. The only one. And they're jackbooted thugs. So it's important to recognize who the real enemy is so that we can move forward together.
Now to the new video tonight of a CEO of a tech company lashing out at Asian American families while at a restaurant in California. And what's now happened? Here's ABC's Kaylee Hartung.
The Arosa and Chan families were celebrating a birthday in Carmel Valley, California on the 4th of July when they say a man at the table next to them began berating them.
Suddenly I hear this loud voice, effing Asians.
They started recording.
Oh, now you're shy?
The man identified as Michael Lofthouse, unleashing a string of racist obscenities at the group.
You need to leave.
Oh, you do not talk to our guests like that. You need to leave.
Asian piece of
Oh my God.
He was full of hate and anger. It's sad that there's still people that are like that in this world.
A restaurant employee confronts Lofthouse.
Get out now!
Who are these?
They are valued guests!
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Lofthouse, the CEO of a tech company called Solid 8, later apologized, writing, "My behavior in the video is appalling. This was clearly a moment where I lost control and made incredibly hurtful and divisive comments."
Raymond Rosa and his wife have been in this country for more than 25 years. He says they have never felt anything remotely close to racism until that night. He hopes it never happens to them or anyone else again, but he forgives Lofthouse. David.
All right, Kaylee, thank you.
Okay, so again, if anybody wants to call, the number is 805-669-6397. That being said, I have a few more videos to play for you here. Have a video. Oh, the driver that hit and killed Summer Taylor on I-5 in Seattle has been charged with vehicular manslaughter. So he's gonna go to jail. I have a video about that. I have a video about defunding Seattle police. Oh, this one's my favorite. I have one about an ice cream shop owner that is telling the cops not to come into her store if they are wearing guns. We don't want guns in our store. And I love that. And not so much the guns part. I like it when they say cops can't come in. That's what I like, when the shop owners say cops can't come in, because and if you had an ice cream shop, right, that would be what you would want. You would want no cops. And you know why? Because we see these videos of little children just being terrified when they see the police, right? This is the reality now. And we can do better. And if I had an ice cream shop, I wouldn't want my little kids that came to my store to be terrified by the big angry police either. Hello, caller.
Comrade Mike, what's going on tonight, buddy?
I am doing this thing that I do. What's going on with you?
Not a lot. Just sitting here watching your background.
Who is this?
Doing laundry. Bobby from Alabama.
Hey, Bobby. Yeah, I did laundry earlier today. I'm all caught up.
Yeah, I'm not. I gotta do work laundry next, and then I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta go fill a few more pots. I still have like 4 pots I gotta fill. So, but I got 8 of them filled last night. So, or 9. I think I got 9 of them. Yeah, 9, at least 9 last night. So I'm doing good.
Well, something tells me you got more time than I do.
I guess.
For laundry, anyway.
Maybe.
I saw this. What was that? NBC investigative report on this guy going off on the Asians. What do you think of that?
I think it's stupid. I think it's an angry person who's just venting on someone because they're angry and scared. He looked very, very scared to me. And I fucking love the waitress. The waitress stepped up and she's like, get the fuck out of our restaurant right now. And the reason that I loved her, number one, because that guy looked like he could be very intimidating. Number two, I bet he's a big tipper. So he thinks he's like, I'll buy this place and kick everybody the fuck out. You know, one of those guys. And she was just like, fuck you, you're in the wrong. This is what I love about these protesters. These protesters are standing up to a heavily armed comply or die police state, and they're like with no fear. And that's about, this lady. She jumped right in the middle of them and was like, fuck you, get out of my restaurant. I love that. That was beautiful. That was my favorite part of the whole video.
Well, would you like my analysis of this video?
Oh, sure. Why not?
I presume that man was just doing some drinking and trash talking. For whatever reason, he's in a bad mood, or I don't know, maybe he does hate Asians. But the bigger picture, why the hell is that making news? Why is that even a piece?
Because he's a known person, he's a well-known person, and he's doing something wrong.
Okay? Who is he?
Yeah, he's doing something wrong. That's why it's making
news.
Who
is he?
He's the CEO of a big company.
Okay, so he's just an asshole. Again, why is that making news? It's a trick question, Mike. I already know the answer.
Oh, okay. I figured that.
I'm wanting you to answer.
It's making news because it's wrong. Because we don't treat people like this. Okay?
It's making news because they're race baiting. They want to cause more division. They want to put more specifically white people on the spot.
Right. White people, race baiting, right?
White people.
Why can't you just stand with the people instead of buying into the bullshit division? Again.
What are you talking about? I do stand with the people.
Really?
I stand with the silent majority.
Oh, really?
The people that want to be left alone.
Oh, okay. So these people want to end the police state. Where do you stand on that?
Okay, looks like we switched subjects somewhere here.
Nope. That's what the subject has been day and night for weeks on end now.
No, I think you're talking about the people out there flailing around, dancing in the streets, as you put it.
Right. They are there to end the police state.
Dude, I got a job. I'm working.
Right. You love the police state. Is that right? You love the police state? Can't get enough of the nanny state? Need more nanny state?
If I was out there, if I was, you know what? I can't even put myself in that situation. I got better things to do than go out there dancing in the street, doing drugs, shooting up, shitting all over the
that's
place.
what's happening. See, you stand with the motherfucking police state. You're happy about the nanny state. It works out well for you. You're going to be just fine with the nanny state, and you will never stand up against it. In fact, you will always kneel down to it. Good luck with that.
As a matter of fact, I do the exact opposite, Mike.
Of course you do. But you can't stand with these people, can you?
I'm not with either side.
Oh, that's a load of bullshit. You either stand on the side of freedom or you stand on the side of the police state. That's where we're at. I've been saying those exact words for 17 fucking years on YouTube. Okay? There is no neutral ground.
What do you mean of course there's not any neutral ground. I stand where I stand.
With the police state, we got it. You love the nanny state, can't get enough of it.
No,
things are just fine the way they are for you.
You stand for a communist takeover, Mike.
I stand for fucking freedom. You do not.
Communist.
That's a fucking load of shit, dude. I support freedom. And you know what? In America, free people have the right to call themselves communist. Whatever the fuck is wrong with you that you don't support freedom, you should get the fuck over yourself.
Dude, just say you stand with the communists. I mean,
I stand for freedom, unlike you. And it's obvious. So you know.
There's a bunch of people out there that just hate the police and they want to protest.
And you love the police. We got it. You can't get enough fucking cop sucking. We got it.
What?
You're a giant cop sucker. We got it.
Hey, let's have a dialogue.
No, you're not interested in that. Okay?
I'm not yelling.
No, right. You're talking bullshit. Communist. Fear, fear, fear.
I'm talking facts like I normally do, Mike.
Yeah, because fucking everybody's a communist that's in the street. Isn't there another fear label that dog whistle label? Isn't there some other dog whistle label you can attach to them? Like rioters or looters? Come on, dude. You're better at this than that. Fear, 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 fear. Fuck you.
Mike, talking over and yelling at me doesn't make you any more right than you were before.
I stand on the side of freedom. Okay? I don't care about right. I stand on the side of freedom. You stand with the police state.
Why would you make such an accusation?
Because you call people standing up against the police state communist. You have to use some fucking retarded label in order to disregard everything that's being said and done by the people in the street.
You're trying to project what you perceive as your enemy at me.
No, I hear what you're saying and I respond to it.
Anybody that has a different opinion, not opinion,
Dude,
different view
you
of things
stand
than
with
you.
the police state. Okay? It's clear.
Very emotional, Mike.
Right,
You
because
react
freedom
on
is
emotion.
fucking important to me. Okay? I'm so tired of fucking people that are glad to live on their fucking knees. Good luck with that. Great fucking plan, dude.
Well, there you go, raising your voice and getting emotional. I mean, that doesn't make you right. You can raise your voice and get emotional, you know, like a 3-year-old, stomp your feet.
I don't give a fuck. If you just keep calling me fucking bullshit, dude, okay? I still stand on the side of freedom. You do not, okay? And just keep going with your fear, Jake, okay?
You keep going with these ad hominem attacks, man. It's absurd. It's absurd.
What? What, you calling here and using a different name now? That's not absurd?
Well, yeah, because I didn't want you to hang up on me. I think of myself as Spock, unemotional logic.
Good luck with that. You stand with the police state, dude.
You're very emotional.
I'm so emotional. You stand with the... Dude, I've been fighting for freedom for a long fucking time.
Rather than acknowledge the facts, you wanna project your enemy, anybody that calls with an opinion, not with an opinion.
You want to call people fucking communists, dude? That's not a fucking opinion. That's a goddamn Fox News dog whistle label. Straight from... Fuck you, Jake! Okay? Again, I stand with Americans, and you choose not to. Americans in America have the right to call themselves communists. Okay? So you and your fucking bullshit...
Majority. Hey, come on, man. Quit yelling.
No! Fuck you! Stop telling me what to do!
Let's have a dialogue here. Well,
I don't want to have a dialogue with someone who doesn't support freedom, Jake.
Do you ever look at your chat room, man? Like after,
I don't give a fuck.
Jake,
do you somehow think that I'm trying to appeal to people?
Mike, I am a patriot.
You are someone who lives their life in fear, Jake. We've already had this discussion numerous times.
Oh, Jake disagrees with me.
No, you go fear, Jake. We've already had this discussion.
Mike, Jim Jones Kool-Aid.
My Kool-Aid?
That's what you're serving. Mike's version of Jim Jones's Kool-Aid.
Right. Well, it's not me who shows up every night to fucking drink it, am I? Is it, Jake?
You're bad, Orange Man bad, you're bad.
Fuck Donald Trump. Jake, do you listen? I've been talking about George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and fucking Dick Cheney, and fucking Joe Biden. Fucking garbage. And Donald fucking J. Trump. Piece of fucking garbage that should get shoved down the fucking toilet with the rest of the shit.
I like Trump.
I'm sure you do. He makes it he feeds your fear real well, doesn't he, Jake? Fear. Donald Trump. Oh, yeah, he's such a big man. Have you seen his latest ad there, Jake? Fear. All the shit that comes out of your fucking mouth. All the bullshit that comes out of your mouth is exactly Donald Trump's latest campaign ad. Fear.
It's a broken record with the fear. Choose another word.
No.
Choose
a fucking... No, dude, it's not an ad hominem attack. It's the facts. Donald Trump feeds your fear. Donald Trump feeds your fucking fear, and then you fucking report it like it makes sense. Jesus, dude, there's something. Listen, man. You go support Donald Trump. Okay, you don't need to fucking come here and do this. Okay, and then tell me how I'm supposed to fucking live. Okay, you're the one who want to live in fear. You want to fucking be a copsucker. You want to bow down the rest of your life to the goddamn police state. Go do it somewhere else. Okay?
Come on, man. Are we gonna have a conversation or what? I mean,
why? I don't want to have a conversation with a cop-sucking freedom hater. Okay, Jake?
You know how many donations I've made you in the past,
Jake,
Mike?
you know what? So what? Now I should fucking what? Not talk to you like I would talk to anyone else?
No, but you're not talking to me as an intelligent
Of course.
person who's calling.
Oh, really? What is it? What is it that's not intelligent that I'm saying, Jake?
We're not having an intellectual conversation here. You just mow over people who disagree with you.
Jake,
what kind of a talk show is that?
I'm not
You're just trying to push an agenda.
Look, I'm not going to play some game when it comes to freedom and the police state and the nanny state and the fear, Jake. Okay? It's not a game. All day long, it's fear. And I've been here saying, don't be afraid for 17 fucking years.
Attack the police state. It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you.
What? What?
The police state's gonna get you. How about that for fear? That's all you're.
Do you not know that? Okay, so what? You don't recognize the police state now?
No, I do. I'm recognizing that there are systematic changes that need to be made. There's many laws on the books that infringe on our civil liberties, our constitutional rights. I tell you that all the time. Oh no, Jake, you're for the police state. Blah, 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 blah.
Of course you are. You said so, man. You stand with the police.
What are you talking about?
You stand with the police.
You
said that.
Change. People don't want to be harassed. I don't want a $400 fucking ticket for not using the turn signal.
Well,
it's out of control. Yeah. But I don't want fucking people shitting and pissing and shooting up on my street.
And is that happening, Jake? It's not. So why don't you fucking actually come into reality instead of some fucking fantasy fear that you have to live in 24/7?
You know how many millions of people are living in campers and tents all across
on your street?
Right now?
On your street, is that right, Jake? Jake, it doesn't happen on your street, and you sit here and go, "I don't want this to happen on my street." God, Jake, come on, man. Reality. It's fucking Texas. Nobody wants to come down your goddamn street, dude. There's no fucking freedom in Texas.
What do you know about Texas?
I know there's no goddamn freedom there, that's for sure.
What do you know about Texas?
There's no freedom there, Jake.
Spit it out, Mike.
Just told you.
Spit it out.
They don't believe in freedom there, Jake.
No, we do believe in freedom.
No, you believe in the police state.
I believe in freedom. Here we go. You're going way off course. I don't know where you're going with this. It's just going to lead to an argument. Again, how many millions of people are sleeping in campers, RVs, tents all across California right now?
What's the point? This is what Donald Trump has brought you? Is that the point? That you support Donald Trump and this is what he's brought you? Good plan, Jake. Yeah. 4 more years of fucking goddamn RVs and homeless people everywhere. Right, Jake? Good plan, dude. Get a fucking clue, man.
Yeah, the socialist government that brought. Look, I can't stay on very long tonight, man. I really have to finish my laundry and I got to get ready for work tomorrow. There's a big problem with the government that's all along the West Coast. These problems, they're caused by your local leaders. So if those
local
want to go out and protest, the police department, the mayors, the governor, any other official in between, you know, your senators, your congresspeople.
Which these protesters that you fucking talk shit about constantly are out in front of the mayor's house every goddamn night. Okay?
Well, yeah, what the hell are they doing taking over a damn neighborhood, Capitol Hill, causing all those people problems, getting in and out of there, living in fear of getting robbed, raped, murdered?
Yeah, I forgot your little rape. I forgot your little rape fantasy, huh, Jake?
That ain't a fucking movement I'm gonna get behind. Fuck those people.
Right.
Fuck anybody that supports them.
Yeah. Okay.
That ain't something I'm getting behind.
See, there you go.
And you know reasonable people will not get behind a movement such as that.
Yeah, good. Let's just support the police state forever. Good plan, Jake. Bye. And that's what I was saying. Jake does not support freedom. He doesn't support the freedom for the people to go into the street and express their fucking outrage. He doesn't support the freedom to take the streets back from a police state, and he doesn't support the most basic freedom of them being able to define themselves in the land of the free, to call themselves communists. He doesn't support that most basic freedom, which anyone can call themselves any stupid fucking thing they want to call themselves. They call themselves fucking Christians. They call themselves fucking Jews. They call themselves fucking Republicans and fucking Democrats. How fucking retarded is that? Okay? It's a lot more retarded than fucking communists. I'm pretty sure of that. What's up, caller?
I'm all of that. I'm all of that, Mike. I'm a Jewish, Christian, retarded, Republican, Democrat, Satan worshiping, communist, redneck, gay, conservative. How am I doing so far?
Yeah, and you have every right in the world to be that if that's what you want to be. In America.
I get a little confused sometimes.
You sound a little confused.
Well, yeah. Being confused is a natural part of the human trying to figure himself out and his surroundings. But I did catch the call from Bobby from Alabama from the very beginning, and he's just trying to sow division. And first he's trying to say that there's nothing wrong with some white guy insulting a Asian couple in a restaurant. That was his first point. And then he goes on to try to sow more division, and they're all communists, and he labels people. And you know, if he had a legitimate personality, he wouldn't have called as Bobby from Alabama to begin with. So I'm surprised you caught on to that. How'd you know it was Jake from Texas?
Craig told me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, America is divided. And even if you would take all the people out of America and put them in Antarctica, they would still be divided because the division isn't in our country. It's not in our land, in our waters, in our trees, in our airs. It's in our minds. That's where the division is. We're looking for somebody to blame for our own lack. And this has been going on forever, you know. So maybe if we just try to improve the way we love ourselves, we would be able to love and understand our brothers and sisters a little bit better. Because if you attack what you fear, and you fear what you don't understand. So there's a lack of understanding on planet Earth right now, and that's why people are out in the streets. That's why they don't fight their government, because they think their government is the rightful rulers of them. That's why they hate the black guy, or they hate the Chinese guy, or they hate the gay guy, because they lack understanding about themselves. I mean, there really is commonality amongst human beings, and we do have the capacity to get along, and we are going through some type of global transition. And the division narrative that Jake from Texas was just spouting, it's not adding to anything. I mean, every once in a while, I listen to his whole thing. You know, he does have a valid point about how the corruption in the California government adds to the homeless problem, and the rich siphoning off the money and wasting money and not giving it. I mean, he calls us communists out here. Jake, I'm in California, by the way. He calls us communists out here, but you know, I don't know how many millions and millions and millions of people we got in California, and I bet only about 6 of them have ever read the Communist Manifesto and understand it. It's not like, so the whole label, the whole communist thing is it's a non sequitur. It doesn't apply, doesn't have any foundation in truth. And the truth is, he didn't want a dialogue with you. He just wanted to spout his propaganda, division, and prejudice. It's prejudice prejudging people. That's what we do all the time. We walk down the street, we see the guy wearing a certain color shoes, and we judge him. See the guy with a big beard, and we judge him. See the guy with the long hair and the sunglasses, we judge him. See the gay guy, see the gay girl with the pink hair, we judge him. But maybe I found out in my life so far that the people who judge others really harshly are secretly the worst critics of themselves. When you accept yourself for what you are, you don't really have, that implies a level of understanding. And when you have that level of understanding, you're not compulsed to go and criticize and judge other people. The people who judge other people severely on a regular basis are also the worst critics of themselves. They judge themselves. Oh, my muscles aren't big enough. Oh, my truck isn't, I don't have the monster truck. Like
well, it's this massive inferiority complex. They're constantly judging other people and putting other people down, even if it's only in their own mind, so that they can constantly reassure themselves that they're better than that guy.
Well, yeah, underneath that is insecurity, dude. They
massive inferiority complex. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, we're on the same page. Cool. Yeah, so I'm not a communist, and I don't like my California government, and I don't like the federal government. I don't like the Texas government. I don't know shit about the Oregon or the Seattle or the Washington government, so I'm not qualified to speak about that. He's taking talking points off of Fox News, calling us communists. He's right about the homeless problem. I'm right here in California. When I go down to Ventura, I'm looking at 30 fucking RVs every day on the side of the freeway. So yeah, there's bad social problems here, and it's not Obama's fault. It's not Trump's fault. It's not.
It is. It's Obama's fault. It's Trump's fault. It is.
All of their fault.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
So it's not like this thing happened overnight and all of a sudden we have an enemy defined that we can criticize and fight. We haven't defined the enemy. Jake from Texas hasn't defined the enemy. He thinks the government is good because he's got a little shack down by a lake. He's got a cabin down by a lake and he's got his own little land and he's from Texas and yeah, we're a good old boy. But that ain't the way it works. The way it works is we got to get out of animal psychology, and that's all that is. It's animal psychology. It's like lift your leg and piss on the other dog, and we got to get into human
But it's more than that. It's this fear thing, dude. You know, the reason he labels him communist is because communist somehow makes sense as an enemy to be feared. You know, it's this fear thing.
Right, yeah. And somebody else did that to him.
And again, this fear thing is a lot worse than this, you know, what it is you were saying. The fear thing, it just, it's worthless to your life. It makes you make bad decisions. It makes you look at people negatively. It makes all these things like, you know, like... we can't have this. We can't have that. You know, there's just it's just so negative. So
it's the same fear that strung up black people for 150 years from trees. They were afraid of the fucking black people. When marijuana was made illegal, it was in the 30s, and whoever that fucking hillbilly senator was said, marijuana is going to make... white women have sex with black men and worship the devil, and everybody got afraid, and along with the other propaganda, they made it illegal to own, possess, or use marijuana. So fear, everything. I say let's define the enemy, and you know, in a way, you know, Bono from U2, he said, what was that song? It's called Acrobat, and it says, don't believe what you hear, don't believe what you see. If you just close your eyes, you'll feel the enemy. So the enemy is always inside, and until you conquer that enemy inside, you're going to project it on the outside. It's the black guy, it's the Chinese guy, it's the hillbilly, it's the gay guy. I mean, I try not to project. You know, when I hear Dwayne talking about Jesus and his church, There's a fucking raccoon on the roof, man, making a racket. I kind of laugh at it, but this guy Joe or Jake or Bobby from Alabama, whoever the fuck he is, he's just a little stuck, and he's got to come into the human race and develop a little love. And I'm wondering how many poor people
He needs to stop fearing. He needs to stop. Everything is fear from him, dude. It's like he keeps bringing up this guy who got raped in front of his family in the chop zone and said, it's so weird. I mean, it's like this is what his fantasy is or something. It's this fear, you know what I mean? It's just never ending. It just moves from one fear point to another fear point. And it's more than it's more than just this basic thing, it's actual lifestyle. It's like the fear takes root in you, and that's all moving forward. Oh, what if this happens? Oh, what if that happens? Oh, we can't do that because this could happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, yeah, these people could be marching down my street any night. He lives in bumfuck Egypt, fucking Texas, where nobody goes, and he thinks somehow that's a threat to him. It's just garbage,
Yeah, fear is a habit. I mean, if you look at it, everything we do, pretty much everything we do out of habit. Who really breaks up their habits and say, I'm going to do something completely new and spontaneous right now? Everybody... when I get a little nervous, I grab a cigarette. That's my habit. Some people, their habit is go hit the bar every day after work. Some people is like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with that guy because I don't like that guy. That's a habit. So, and we never even stop to consider our own motives in doing things. Most people, they don't speak in order to have a conversation. They speak in order just to speak, just to have some sounds come out of their face that they're not even aware that there's a brain behind there, and it's their brain. They're not even aware of their own brain.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I literally have to grab people by the ears sometimes and say, I do not say things in order to hear the sound of my own voice. That's not why I'm telling you this. I don't need to hear the sound of my voice. I don't care about the sound of my voice. It really doesn't matter if I say it or not. But you might want to listen because I don't talk a whole lot. I really don't. I just pretty much keep to myself. I don't because what's the point? These people already know everything.
I think you're a fairly accomplished speaker. You seem to always be bringing people back to some sort of truth. It's truth about this, truth about that. Let's not, use labels. Let's identify the real enemy. You're always trying to bring people back to the truth. I mean, I'm surprised somebody didn't call up and say, "Oh, that guy that hopped out of that car and sucker punched that 12-year-old kid. He was just messing around. That kid was just a big pussy." It's like when you start making excuses for violence and even violent speech. Here I am, the hypocrite. Even violent speech. You're down. There's no excuse for warrantless violence. If you got to protect yourself, sure, but. There's people that don't even know how to protect themselves, and those are the people I stand up for. Mm-hmm. It's like the little girl or the old lady or the little boy, getting picked on. Fuck, man, I might as well put my energy where it counts, So, I don't like.
And really, that's what I'm standing up for here,
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who don't fucking get it, and. I keep bringing up these kids, little kids, when they see the police breaking into fucking tears, terrified, just because there's a cop driving down their street. I can't imagine how horrible that must be for a little kid. You know, I mean, it's like fucking monsters. You know, it's like if monsters all of a sudden stepped out of a fucking movie and were right there coming down your street. That's how it looks to me. And I can't stand that little kids are walking around America with this kind of fucking PTSD, man.
Oh, yeah. There's this famous photo of a little 3-year-old girl in Syria. It's about a 5-year-old photo, and she had seen ISIS invade her country and seen the Free Syrian Army fight them, and she'd seen the American Army, and she'd seen bombs, and she'd seen her relatives get shot. And this international photographer came up, knelt down with his camera, had a photo lens on it, and she starts crying because she'd never seen a camera before. She thought she was going to get shot.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm fighting for. Is whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, and I'm not a fucking Christian, but you do also to me. And so, just keep standing up to these fuckers. Anybody who's got to call you under a fake name, engage with you in a fake conversation with fake talking points that don't even make sense, and they're all divisive, sock it to them, baby. You got my blessings. So,
I don't know any other way. I'm not gonna sit here and play games about freedom and whether or not you actually support freedom. And it's very complicated. I mean, I'm a simple guy, and I see things real simple. I like when it comes to freedom. You support everyone's freedom because first they take away that person's freedom of speech, because freedom of speech is not, the law, the First Amendment isn't there to protect speech that we all agree is okay, fine speech. That's not why there's the First Amendment. It's there to protect speech that many, many people might not like. And that's the whole point of the First Amendment, of freedom of speech, is that, that's why you fight for freedom unlimited when it comes to stuff like that, because first they take away Alex Jones' freedom of speech, and then they come for the rest of you, So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for a completely free internet, let every voice be heard.
Yeah.
And if they had allowed that, which they don't allow that, look at all the channels being shut down.
Yeah.
You can't say the word Jew, you can't say the word Zionist, you can't quote the Talmud, you can't do this, you can't do that. But at the same time, if they would allow all those dumb fucks, like, Alex Jones halfway qualifies as a dumb fuck. He's certainly not my spokesman. I don't need a bullfrog from Texas putting on a show for me. I got my own mind. I'll make up my own fucking mind.
Yeah.
So, but what happens when you get such a diversity of thought and a diversity of speech on a national level is the people learn. They learn to be more discerning. They say, oh, Alex Jones is right about A, B, and C, but he certainly is wrong about X, Y, and Z, and so everybody learns, and it's like this virus. Right now, if we would just let the fucking virus roam free, everyone would become immune. But we've fucked up so bad with the science, with the information, with the CDC, with the masks, with the procedures, with the statistics, with the hospitals, that it's all a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
The same thing goes with other information. All information, actually, is that you're not allowed to talk about this. You're not allowed to talk about that. It's shades of Nazi Germany, man. It's where they're burning books.
Right.
It's the same thing. When you shut down a YouTube channel, it's the same thing as burning a book.
Yeah.
It's the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't have any heroes unless they're vetted and certain. But we got to be our own heroes and raise our intellect and raise our game up so that we can see through people's bullshit, like Alex Jones, like Jake from Texas, like Bobby from Alabama, like Ding Dong from Canada. What's his name? The Christian guy? I can't remember. He's got a garden. He's got 7 kids. He's got a wife. Cool guy, man. Don't get drunk and fucking talk about gay people and Jesus. It's stupid, okay? You know, there's a million. If I ever am full of shit, call me on my fucking full of shit, because that's how I learn, okay? That's how everybody learns. You learn by example, and you learn by making mistakes. And what we need are real, true blood heroes that aren't in it for the game. They're not in it for profit. They're not in it for fame. They're in it because they believe. You know, like Frodo and Sam said in the Lord of the Rings, they said, you know, that the world is worth saving. And so that's my fucking motivation. That's your motivation. That's lots of people's motivation.
I'm trying really hard to fucking help this species evolve into its next fucking phase. You know, we don't have a lot of time, and we can't fucking, again, I wish that I could let them go extinct, but it's not an option, you know?
Right.
Because it would be so much simpler. Not that I wish that they would go extinct. It's just that it would be easy to let them do whatever it is they want to do and just go live my life. But that's not an option because, again, you can't. If this species goes extinct, so does every other species on the planet, and that's just unacceptable to me.
Well, we are at a pinnacle of dysfunction on planet Earth, and you know, now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country, no matter what country you live in. Now is the time. So it's like, how much worse are you going to settle for? Are you going to settle for them kicking in your front door because you made a Facebook post? Or you got too many marijuana plants and now they get to take everything? Or your your stickers on your car are 2 days overdue? Or you didn't pay your child's lunch money, so therefore, you know, they're calling you into the school, or you didn't pay your permit on your kid's lemonade stand. We're going to have to shut you down. I went into a store today because I needed a new belt. So I went to the fucking thrift store. Cool thrift store.
Our thrift stores aren't open here, man. I keep asking about the Goodwill, and they haven't opened back up yet, fuckers.
Well, I went in there, and I go in there maybe once every 5 weeks.
It's a great place to get stuff.
Yeah, this is a really good one, too. But since this fucking virus, they had some guy sitting on a stool at the front door with a big sign that says you can't enter. They changed the law here in California about, I don't know, two weeks ago, where it's mandatory. Everywhere you go, you got to have a mask if you walk in the store.
Yeah.
And so even the holdouts sold out, you know, and they put up their signs. And so I went in today, and I get my mask out, and I'm putting it on as I walk in the store, and I walk down the aisles. I'm looking, and they moved where their belts were, so I'm looking around. Where the fuck did the belts go? And the guy that was sitting on the stool at the front door got off his stool, walked around to where I was. You know, it's like 50 feet, and I had the thing over my mouth, but not my nose. And he told me to pull it up over my nose. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. You know, so I didn't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
I pulled it up, and I asked him where the belts were, and he pointed to some place on the other side of the store where they'd moved them. I went, and, you know, I didn't make any big deal, and, you know, I got a $1.50 belt that works.
Right.
And, I laughed. But he said, oh, have a good day, sir. And it's like, you know, if I was a hothead, I would have said, fuck you. I said, don't fucking tell me what to do. You fucking punk ass little bitch. You don't fucking tell me shit. You know, but it's more, you know, what do they say? Caution is the better part of valor, or something like that. It's like, dude, I'm not gonna make a big deal because some nitwit. It's not even worth explaining the history of the virus or what it does or what masks do or don't do. It's like, okay, I'm here. I accomplished my mission. I got a belt. I'm in and out. And good luck to you, man, because you can't save everybody. So just, you know, save the people you can. And Bobby's from Alabama. You know, good luck, man. Just fucking join the human race. You know, John Lennon, join the human race. So that's where I'm at. I got no false expectations I'll be able to save or help, you know, more than 30 people in my life. You know, I've already probably hit my max. So, and I ain't looking for no heroes, because everyone that was ever my hero let me down already. You know, I can see the flaws in everybody. You know, I do like people that are wise and humble and don't talk too much. And I'm afraid I'm getting close to that, but I'm afraid I don't quite qualify yet. So, but
you can do it.
Yeah, I can do it. And gosh darn it, people like me. So, yeah, man, we're at a pinnacle of human history, and it could get worse. It could go south real fucking quick. You think this is south? This ain't south, dude. This is like...
no, this is the edge of fucking, like, the beginning. This is the edge of the beginning. This isn't south.
Well, then, you know, that leads us into economic theory. Like, oh, look at that girl with the big butt. All right. Economic theory is, you know, they just sold us out for 7-point-something trillion, and the elite made millions and millions of dollars for themselves. We got this stupid shirt, and I hope I get another stupid shirt real quick. And things are fucked up. That's my economic theory. So if we don't, you know, Occupy Wall Street was right. They went after the fucking banks. And, you know, what did the banks do? They funded every police department in the United States. And they got the FBI involved with every police department in the United States. So, you know, your politicians are corrupt. Don't fight each other. Get rid of your corrupt politicians. Your president, I don't even want to get into Donald Trump. You know, he does some good fucking things. But as far as Israel goes, fuck Israel and fuck Netanyahu and fuck the Zionists. And long live Palestine, you know. But, you know, they're all corrupt. Or, you know, from Clinton to Obama to Bush, each dropped 1/4 more bombs per year than the other.
Right.
So and I can't even remember how much the military budget when Trump first came into power was something like what, $2 trillion he gave to the Pentagon, right?
I'm not sure. I thought it was like $4 trillion or
I don't know,
4.5, something like that.
It sucks. We don't need these wars. We need infrastructure. We need jobs. We need to get rid of the corruption. And we don't need to be fighting each other. So, you know, maybe I'm a bleeding heart. Maybe I'm, you know, naive that I, you know, I help so many fucking people out and I fucking eating fucking Chinese noodle soup. But, you know, I'm pretty proud of the man that I am. And, I haven't done a shitload of wrong things in my fucking life, and I believe in honor. I believe in love. I gotta say, I don't believe in the intelligence level of the American population, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying to wake them up. I appreciate good, direct dialogue and information that's true. So what we got is a political system full of sophists. People who say stuff, use sophistry to make clever-sounding arguments that are basically untrue. That's what sophistry is. And there's another word for them. They're liars, crooks, thieves, and snake oil salesmen, and murderers, and psychopaths. That's an even better description. So I don't like that shit. My fucking God. If I don't know. I'm cursed with a conscience, and I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it one single bit. So, yeah, keep socking it to the motherfuckers that call up, the prejudiced little hillbilly motherfuckers that call up and try to say that everybody's a communist who doesn't think like me, and everybody's a fucking traitor who doesn't think like me, and everybody's this and everybody's that. Well, just pay attention to yourself, Jake from Texas, and try to be a better man. That's what it's all about. We should all just try to be better people. I don't know how to do it other than to work on myself. If I didn't work on myself, I'd be a fucking hypocrite.
Ooh.
So.
Yeah. No, look, I think, I think that, this is just really simple for me, okay? When it comes to the people, they're not communist, they're not fucking looters or rioters, they're just Americans, and it would be really nice if you guys could be able to see beyond the division and be, Americans. We want to come together as Americans, because that's what's happening is these people are in the streets and they want to come together, and for whatever reason, you buy into the divide. I don't get why people want to buy into the divide, want to buy into the hatred, want to buy into the fear. They know that that's the programming. They see it every day, and yet they just buy into the fear. They buy into the division, and it's disgusting and stupid.
Well, we have this incredibly didactic, I think that's the correct word, incredibly didactic country. Our history is really divided. Like, immigrants came here fleeing the injustice of the European feudal system, for lack of a better word, lords and ladies and governments and kings and queens and religious wars and persecution. They all came here. Oh, America's the land of the free, and then had all this open land, and then a little bit of taxation, and it took a couple of smart guys to start a revolution, and then slavery was already going on, so there's a butcherous, inhuman business right there, and then you kill the black people, and you kill the Indians, and then World War II, you put all the Japanese in internment camps, and now we got this where we're still divided, and we're still pointing our plastic finger at everybody else. And so all praise to the voices that can bring us together, because without, the house divided amongst itself cannot stand. And it's pretty fucking simple. Just be a good person. That's about the rule number one. Be a good person.
Well, I mean, why would you buy into this, these people are communist, recognize that's some fear that has been put into your head. They're not communists. They're fucking Americans. Why would you see them as anything other than Americans, except for you want to buy into the division? You want to buy into the fear. Recognize it and move appropriately. Stop acting like, division is the side you want to be on. Stop acting like fearful is the way you want to live your life. It's really a horrible selection. And it isn't a choice that you're making.
And if you think that the way things are is okay, it's because you haven't suffered enough. Really. Because there's people out there who've been falsely accused, falsely tried.
Look, if you think that things are okay the way they are, it's because you have zero empathy for anyone else. And that doesn't say anything about anyone else. It says everything about you.
Yeah, well, you know what happens to the people that suffer under an unjust system is they either sell out or they stand up and fight for everybody else because they don't want other people to go through what they went through. So, if all the prejudiced people had to undergo all the things that the people they're prejudiced against had to put up with, they change their tune pretty quick. Because the people that stand up for other people's rights are usually the people They had their own rights violated. I mean, across the board, every activist, every human rights person you'll ever meet had something bad happen to them in their life, and it woke them up. And so, I mean, that's what happened to me, and that's what happened to a lot of people. So, yeah, you're right. Empathy, either you got it or you don't. And
if you don't, you need to ask yourself why.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, there's a lot of reptilian machine-like people out there that don't have empathy. They're predators, you know. So, you know, I don't know. I don't like those kind of people. I'm the kind of guy, I stand up for the little guy. And people think I'm mean and, you know, rude. But really, I'm not. It's only when you fuck with me, you know. So, so what's up today, Michael? What do you got?
I think to start with, I think this Springfield, Oregon people are out in front of some politician's home would be my guess, because they are definitely out in front of somebody's home and they are camping there for the moment. And other than that, I have this video about an ice cream shop owner, and she says that she doesn't want the cops to come into her place anymore with guns on. And I thought I really liked that story. Because if I had an ice cream shop, I wouldn't want cops to come in there. You know, I mean, not in their uniforms, at least. You know, I don't want people, because again, it terrifies little children, and little children are like, ice cream, and then they fuck it all up with some, you know, douchebag. So it's named Molly Moon's Homemade Ice Cream, and the lady is named Molly. Her name is actually Molly Moon. So it's like,
well, cool. She'll probably prosper from getting her name out there.
I think so too. Too. That's what I was thinking when they were talking. As soon as I saw Molly Moon's Ice Cream, I was like, holy shit! I want some Molly Moon's Homemade Ice Cream. That does sound pretty good.
Yeah, marijuana flavor.
I like chocolate chip.
Me too. I'll let you go, baby. Have a good show.
Okay, it's good to hear from you. Stay cool.
Yeah, bye.
And that's our buddy Michael from Southern California. And I have Molly Moon's homemade ice cream, telling the cops that if you're going to come in, don't bring your fucking guns. You can come in, but don't bring... And I love that. I mean, it's not that I like them, you know, any kind of non-Second Amendment stuff, but I love that somebody telling the cops what they can and can't do. I love that.
A sign at a popular Seattle ice cream shop is sending a loud message to local police officers. Molly Moon's Ice Cream on Capitol Hill posted that sign, telling officers if you're armed, you're not welcome inside their business.
Matt Lorch is there with more from the owner, who's taking heat, and police who are offended by it.
So here's the sign right here. You can see it's directed right at police officers, saying if you have a gun, don't bother coming inside.
This is like my house. This is private property.
That's Molly Moon Neitzel, who says her new sign to police has her getting threats on social media while she defends the decision to put it up.
People see it as anti-police. Are you anti-police?
I am anti the current police system. Yeah, I think we need major police reform.
Do you understand that that may make a lot of people upset?
I do.
Boys felt intimidated by police after they cleared out the nearby Capitol Hill organized protest zone last week, and after a patron paid $500 so officers could come in and get ice cream for free.
We had, I don't know, a few hundred come in, packing their guns, and it was making my employees feel uncomfortable.
Customer Carl Smith heard about the sign. He showed up to give her a hug and drop $500 of his own.
Anyone who comes to Molly Moon's today, ice cream's on me, and I just really support what she's doing.
Still, not everyone is joining the ice cream party.
You know, we're human beings, and we do this job. We took an oath of service to serve at the will of the community, and I don't think that the reasonable community of city of Seattle support a business saying, we allow police, but they can't be armed.
Mike Solon, president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, says the sign is political pandering that could backfire.
Have a conversation, and maybe we can enjoy ice cream at your great business, but we're going to do it while armed.
You know what is not my job as an ice cream maker? The rules of when police officers can have their guns and when they can put them down. And I don't want that to be my job. I don't care about that. But if they want to come into my shop and buy ice cream without a gun, they are welcome.
A message dividing a community that really is a sign of the times.
Molly Moon says business is down more than 50% this year due to the pandemic. She actually knows that the sign may alienate more customers and says it's up to the individual employees to ask police officers who are armed to leave. On Capitol Hill in Seattle, Matt Lorch, Q13 News.
Right? Wasn't that fucking awesome? I love that. Molly Moons. Somebody's parents were hippies. Molly Moon's Homemade Ice Cream Shop. I'm going to say it over and over again. Molly Moon's Homemade Ice Cream Shop. Doesn't that sound good? Ooh. And I love people who tell the cops what they can't do. Don't do that. Don't do it. Cops can't do that here. I love that. Because the cops tell everybody what they can and can't do all day long, right? So I love people telling the cops what they can and can't do, and I love Miss Molly Moon, and I'd love to sample her ice cream. Oh, and I love that guy who went in there and dropped $500 to pay it forward and be like, hey, you want ice cream? It's on me. Come on down. Anybody who gets ice cream today, I'm buying. That was freaking awesome. That's a great story right there. That is one great news story. All right, I feel much better now. Okay, so we have many more videos to do. We have many more. Many more. Let's see. We can do that one. Driver charged. We have, let's see. Oh, Molly Moon. Molly Moon. We got Molly Moon. Dems move back Israel. Okay, I posted that video last night. I told you about it on last night's show. Dems are, and it's not the Democrats. It's actually just like a couple of Democrats that are saying, you know, if Israel goes through with the West Bank annexation, basically stealing more Palestinian land in simple English, that the Democrats will do their best to block aid to Israel, which Israel is like the 10th strongest economy in the world. Israel doesn't need American aid. It just uses it to give away to all their people. Free college, free health care, right? In case you don't know that, in Israel, people get free college and free health care, and we give them like $5 billion a year. So anyways, I have that video. FBI has taken up an investigation of the guys. I showed you guys those people in Indiana that were doing reportedly a lynching, an attempted lynching. Those guys are now being investigated by the FBI, which seems like a really, really, really good thing, considering that they're not in jail already. They should be. Oh, and zipper face mask, right? For when you're eating. Oh, I know you guys want to see this. Zipper face mask. Let's play that video.
One company has created a way to keep your face mask on without having to take it off when you eat or drink. They created this face mask with the zipper over the area of your mouth, and this way you can unzip it, take a drink or bite of your food, and keep your mask on. I know, but these new designs are coming out weekly now. These particular masks cost around $35 each. There are so many different options. I did think about, I mean, this is the reality now, right?
Right.
I almost bought one of those. They've got those clear masks now where people, you know, if you can't hear, hard of hearing,
right.
you need to read lips.
Smart.
But some people just like that clear option. So I thought, oh, I wonder if I'll get one of those today.
Yeah,
I don't know.
More out all the time, you know. Gotta do it.
People are crazy. Zippered face mask. This shit is gonna go on forever. It's never going to end. There's never going to be a time when we don't wear face masks anymore. And that is making me a little bit crazy because I hate being told what to do. You know, I have a hard time wearing pants. For those of you who don't know me. For those of you who do know me, you know it's true. But that's beside the point. I digress. I can't stand freedom being fucking. I can't stand people acting like they're the boss of me. I can't stand the governor acting like they're the boss of me. I can't stand like Congress acting like they're the boss of me. I can't stand the cops acting like the boss of me. I can't stand my parents acting like they're the boss of me. I can't stand the White House acting like they're the boss of me. You know, does that sound like the fucking land of the free to you? Fuck. You know, just let me fucking move forward. Okay, I'm not trying to hurt anybody or take advantage of anyone. I just want to do what I do. And, you know, there's a beautiful baby. And raise my beautiful babies. And know that, you know, I tried to do right by you. Okay? That's the facts, Jack. I tried real hard to do right by you. So, you know, if anybody's wondering. Okay, so, did you guys see Mary Kay Letourneau died today? And she was a personal hero of mine, so.
Tonight, the news that Mary Kay Letourneau has died. She, of course, was the teacher who made headlines 2 decades ago, convicted for having a sexual relationship with her 6th grade student. She later married him, and he was by her side in the end. Here's Deborah Roberts.
To many, her life story was nothing short of bizarre, something Mary Kay Letourneau herself admitted to Barbara Walters.
Did you know that this was something that was wrong or that society would see as wrong?
I definitely knew that it was bizarre.
A married mom of 4, the Washington State teacher made stunning headlines when she admitted to a sexual affair with her 12-year-old student, Vili Falal.
When did you first feel any kind of attraction to Vili?
Well, there was an emotional attraction. We just had bonded. We have similar interests.
She called it love. Others saw it as predatory. The state called it rape. Letourneau gave birth to the couple's child before going to prison and had a second while serving her 7-year sentence. They were married soon after her release, but got divorced last year. Letourneau died battling cancer for several months.
58-year-old Letourneau was surrounded by family and friends as she passed away, according to her longtime lawyer and friend, including Falal, the father of 2 of her 6 children. On both sides of her family, they say that somehow they drew strength coming together in the end to be there with her during her arduous struggle. David?
All right, Deborah Roberts, good to have you tonight.
Forbidden love conquers all. I like that story. You know, she went to jail. She got out of jail. She married the person that she was having an affair with, and the reason that she went to jail. I really like that story. Again, forbidden love, forbidden love, true forbidden love conquers all. How about that? Forbidden true love conquers all. Either way. Where'd that beautiful baby go? All right, so if anybody wants to call, the number's 805-669-6397, 805-669-6397. Otherwise, I will play another video for you of defunding the police in Seattle. The city council has been talking about it all day long in Seattle and listening to people, the public's input all day long, and I think they're supposed to be voting on it later today. So I wanted to play that for you, and then when I get done here, I'll go and see if there's any new information about a vote on the Seattle City Council defunding the police by 50%. I thought you might want to see that.
Now to a developing story. Today, the Seattle City Council is talking about possible cuts to the police department's budget. They started around 10 a.m. this morning, and a presentation from the organizers of Decriminalize Seattle outlined what defunding SPD could look like. Basically, any cuts from SPD would be earmarked for reinvestment in community-led health and safety initiatives. Suggested cuts included a hiring freeze, reducing patrol and administrative staffing, getting rid of the Office of Collaborative Policing, including the navigation team, ending contracts with private firms that defend SPD and the city against police misconduct, cutting SPD's budget for recruitment and retention, public relations, homeland security, and training, and reducing officers with the highest number of complaints, and finally, ending overtime pay for officers.
This scale down of police will happen in a phased way, and so then that corresponding scale up of community-based organizations would happen at the same time. So we're not really envisioning this being like starting August 10th, like a complete, scale up of these organizations, but we see it happening in a phased way starting this year, though, to prepare us for 2021.
It would be over this a series of months. So my understanding is that the budget will be voted on August 1st, and so we'd ask for those cuts to come, basically split up that 50% each month between August and December.
Now, according to Decriminalize Seattle, the money would then be reinvested, replacing the current 911 operations with a civilian-controlled system, scaling up community-led solutions, investing in housing for all, and funding a community-led research process to try to imagine life beyond policing. They also heard from a person who represents the Participatory Budgeting Project, and they talked about how that could be applied to the city of Seattle. Basically, each year, the community would decide together how to spend public money. Right now, people are weighing in on what the council heard today, and we're going to stay on top of this and bring you updates throughout the night right here on Q13.
And we talked about this yesterday. I showed you a clip, I need to post it actually, of what they have done in Eugene, Oregon for the last 10 years is that on non-criminal calls, right, on dangerous, unknown calls, when people basically just need someone to help, they have kind of a wellness unit that they send out, and they've been doing this for 10 years, and they said that the wellness unit in Eugene, Oregon actually responds to 28% of 911 calls. So anyone who's ever seen a story about somebody who calls a parent who calls the police because they need help with the child and the child ends up dead, I would think that would sound like a really good thing to you, and an excellent way to shift funds away from the police state. Okay, so it looks like they are having a good night in Louisville, Kentucky. They deserve a good night in Louisville, Kentucky. we all deserve a good night everywhere. And that's the whole point, is that, we can make this so much better for everyone. And, and again, if you want to make your neighborhood a better place, if you want it, it's so simple. The easiest way to make your neighborhood a better place is you take the people at the very bottom and you lift them up to a certain level of living conditions. And then your neighborhood is a better place. You live in a better neighborhood because that person now has a better life. It's really and truly that simple. And for whatever reason, that's not being discussed at all. No one ever talks about it. It's not taught in schools. It's this trickle-up idea. The trickle-up economy will be a gold mine for everyone. The problem is that these rich fucking cunts that love to trickle down on us, they love the big fat endless fucking stream of money they get from the government. Hello, caller.
Comrade Michael.
What's up?
Comrade Mikhail.
What's up?
Good to talk to you.
Okay, good to talk to you too. Who is this?
This is Comrade Bob.
Bob?
Yes, me and Yuri listen to you all the time on the YouTubes.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Thanks, Bob.
We thank you for American support of Putin becoming president for the next 20 years. Thank you very much.
I don't have anything to do with that, Bob.
That was the people. The people voted. The people voted. There was no collaboration
in Russia.
With America.
In Russia, the people voted.
Yes, in Russia, people voted.
Right.
No collaboration between American evil Trump. We want Putin forever.
Yeah,
and
well,
we thank you for your support.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other.
And despite all that, we give you great, we give you great satisfaction. We give you great support. Thank you, Mikhail Moaks. Thank you.
Okay, Bob. Well,
and
thank you.
I also want to thank, I support American protests.
Uh-huh.
Burn statues. I want to burn. I like you burn everything to stop racism, stop American.
We just have to burn the Congress and the White House and the
I don't want to burn White House.
Oh, okay.
I want to take over White House. I don't want to burn it. Me and you, we join together. We take over White House. End drug war today.
Yeah. It seems like a pretty obvious no-brainer, dude.
Yes. No more Chinese fentanyl. No more American heroin. No more CIA.
Heroin. No more DEA.
No more DEA. No more CIA. Bad men.
Well, the CIA shouldn't be working in America. There's a lot of bad men in the government.
CIA worse. CIA caused trouble all across country. CIA makes trouble for me, for my family, for Afghanistan, Turkey, Russia, Europe. CIA, no good. You good.
Yeah, well, you should give a donation, Bob.
I give donation. I give 20 scruples to you.
Okay, well, thanks. That would be very nice.
Thank you, and all the praise the the high tuna. Thank you.
Okay, Bob. Good to hear from you. Call back anytime.
All right. Good night, Mikhail. Comrade Mikhail.
Bye, Bob.
Good night.
Bob. Bye. Bob hung up. I didn't want to hang up on him unless there was something else he wanted to say. So, it's nice to hear from Bob. It's always good to hear from fans, positive people. So, and if anybody else wants to give a donation, there's clickable links in the text body of the video, or you can go to moxnews.com, or I can put links in the chat. I can do that. I can do it. I don't even need a really good reason, except for maybe, hopefully, somebody wants to give a donation. That would be nice. Other than that, I have more videos to play for you right away here. We have a video about the person that drove onto the freeway in Seattle, hitting and killing Summer Taylor, has been charged with manslaughter. I have a video about that, and a video about the FBI investigation into the Indiana guys trying to lynch that black man that we showed that video yesterday. Oh, the Dems moved to block aid to Israel, and maybe even one more. But right now, I'm going to... the fuck is this shit? Right now, I'm going to go ahead and play the FBI investigates Indiana attempted lynching.
Happening now, the FBI is investigating after videos show a group of white men in Indiana pinning a black man against a tree and beating him.
Let him go, please. Let him go. Please let him go. We're going to as soon as you let him go. I'm going to.
Bob Booker says the men confronted him while he was walking in this public park with a friend on the 4th of July. Booker says he started to walk away from the group when the men attacked him and threatened to lynch him.
So as they're beating me on the ground, one of the individuals yells to a friend to get a noose. Not a rope, but to literally get a noose.
Booker escaped with a mild concussion, bruises, and patches of his hair ripped from his head. He called police to report the attack, but Booker says the Indiana Department of Natural Resources responded, not police, and they made no arrests. Local investigators say they are still collecting evidence. The FBI says it's treating this case as a hate crime. One of San Francisco city leaders wants to outlaw racially motivated 911 calls. A member of the Board of Supervisors introduced the Caution Against Racially Exploitative Non-Emergencies, or Karen Act. If passed, people who call law enforcement based on racial bias could face criminal charges. The man who wrote the proposal says consequences are needed for people who try to weaponize emergency responders.
At this point, because it's leading to death and people being harmed, there should be some type of fine for using resources and leading to the harm of people from these phone calls.
A representative in California state government introduced a similar proposal. So far, it's unclear if either will pass.
All right, so let's see. We got a few more videos. Let's see. That's Springfield on the right there. It looks like they got a nice crowd assembled in Springfield. A minute ago, they stopped out in front of somebody's house and just hung out there for like 5 or 10 minutes, which was interesting. Hello, caller.
Hey, this is Manny from Seattle. How's it going?
Okay, Manny, how are you?
Well, I'm good, though. I was watching your video earlier about the sucker punch on the face.
Yeah.
And I think we need to start addressing an issue that a lot of people either they're too afraid to talk about it or they just completely ignore. Or there's this ignorance.
What's that?
You see, okay, here's the concern, or here's the issue. Right now, the Black Lives Matter movement is very strong, and a lot of people, especially white people, white liberals, are putting African Americans like in a sacred position. I don't know if it is a white guilt situation or I don't know because they actually care about the Black Lives Matter movement, whatever. It got to the point that it's actually white people who are actually leading the whole movement of Black Lives Matter. There are actually white people who are actually talking about wildlife matter, all the issues that African American suffer. It is actually black people, white people who are actually like literally got co-opted by white liberals. And what's going to happen to the African Americans? They're in the back now. They're, white people are literally in the front of the lines of actual protest. Like, I cannot believe when I saw videos of that. There's actual white people berating and being extremely condescending to the point that they almost look racist to African American policemen, saying that they call them traitors and almost calling them the N-word to these African American because they were policemen. Actual white people.
Yeah, this is not
So
what's happening. Look at Manny. The deal is that you seem to think that this is about only black people. Okay, that's incorrect. This is about a broken justice system, an over criminalization of all people, and a over policing of all people by a trigger happy comply or die police state. Okay, and these young people in the streets are saying we're not going to live the rest of our lives in this way. Okay. So
here's the solution then.
Yeah.
Here's the solution. Stop putting people in boxes based on the races and start treating people individually. When people start realizing that stop ignoring race because we need to erase, literally we need to erase that race theory, that identity politics, because it's identity politics that is actually putting us apart and destroying this country's course.
Well,
we need to literally
here's what needs to happen.
Destroy race.
Here's what
and
needs
actually bring every single person who
Okay.
from different races into a single identity, which is the American identity.
It's a human race. It's a human race, and I keep calling them Americans over and over and over again, Manny. You know that, right? And then other people call them communist and all these other fucking stupid words.
Yes, we need to. We literally, if we can, unfortunately, we cannot do that because that's going to make us a fascist, dictatorship, authoritative country, though. But in an ideal world, what we're going to do is we're going to try to find a way to erase blackness. We're going to find a way to erase whiteness. We're going to find a way to erase Latinx.
No.
Asianness, and just make sure that every single person is an American, because that's what we need. We need to bring an American identity. If we start putting people in different races or in different ethnicities identities, though, the only thing is we're creating different societies, different culture that is going to tear us apart.
If you let it, if you focus
from America,
if you choose to focus on just the black part, then that's what you're choosing to focus on. Okay, and again, these people are not in the street just because of black people. Okay, they're in the street to try and make a better tomorrow for all of us, Manny.
Well, I mean, I get that, and I get maybe some of them are really into what they're saying, though. But the optics, it looks completely different, though. And there's some African Americans who are complaining that what people took over the Black Lives Matter movement, which I find it hilarious. I actually was laughing when I saw those videos about this woman that looks like a Karen trying to be read and trying to point the finger and tell an African American cop that he was a traitor, that he was on the wrong side of history, he was a soldier because he was a police officer, just because he was a police officer. I mean, and it's quite frankly hilarious, though, because this is a white progressive woman, and it looks like a freaking Republican from the 1960s trying to tell African Americans that they cannot do that, though, or they cannot go to schools, or they cannot drink for the same front time, like before the civil rights Martin Luther King era, basically. It looks so freaking identical, though, that I freaking laugh. At what point do you actually cross the progressive needle into the regressive needle? Because I think we reach a point that we're no longer progressing, though. We're regressing when it comes to social liberties, civil liberties, and whatever progress we're supposed to make, though. I mean, you're talking about, for example, trans people. They say trans people are women, trans people are men. Okay, ideologically speaking, yes, I can definitely agree in that part. But when it comes to the biology, though, you cannot deny biology, though.
Dude,
And
look,
some
it
people are actually trying
just,
to legislate and
why
actually
does
try
this
to force
matter?
people
Look,
to
again, you're the one who wants to move it beyond those things, and then you want to focus on this. You want to focus on the black part of lives mattering. You want to focus on the trans. You just got done saying that we need to move beyond that and being all Americans. So stop acting like Americans don't have the right to live their lives however it is they want to. Okay? So if they want to be trans, if they want to be identify as a boy or a girl or whatever, it doesn't harm you in any way.
No, it doesn't harm me, though. But when they try to legislate and try to force you to accept their lifestyle, something that, quite frankly, I find it disgusting in a personal way, though. I don't agree with the lifestyle, basically. It seems disgusting, sounds very harsh, but I think that probably will be. I totally disagree with the lifestyle, though. But again, that's a different story.
Okay, we got that part, Manny.
What I'm trying to say is that we need to erase this identity politics from our discourse.
You just got done identifying these people that you defined as disgusting. Americans that you defined as disgusting, dude. Look, there's freedom, and they have the right to freedom. So
they do have the right to freedom, though. But I feel like boxing people and identities, though, is not the right way to go, though. It's actually causing more harm than good. We need to erase every single identity and make sure that they become only one identity, and that's the American identity.
No, we don't know. The American identity is the identity of immigrants. This is a land of immigrants, Manny. You know that, right?
No.
You don't know that, Manny?
American.
You don't know that?
Americans make this.
This is a land of immigrants.
I'm an immigrant itself, and I assimilate into the American culture, into the American way of life. I'm not trying to bring in a Mexican way of life here. I don't want the Mexican way of life here.
I
want the American way of life. I want to do the things the American way, not the Mexican way. If I wanted to do the things the Mexican way, I would stay in Mexico.
Well, Manny, we do this as a land of immigrants. And if you wanted to do it some other way, maybe you should move somewhere else, because here is a land of immigrants. From the beginning, the formation of this country, that's the way it's been. So it's kind of the basic principle, and everyone has their own identity, and they're able to identify however they want. But when you look at them, what you should see is Americans who have the freedom, to identify any way they want. The same way you would want them to look at you as an American who has the freedom to identify the way you choose, whether that's communist or Catholic or, homo, whatever it is. People have that right. Americans have that right. And nobody should, act otherwise. That they shouldn't be, they shouldn't be identifying that way if that's the way they want.
And I agree with you in principle. But what I'm trying to say is that we need to raise this identity politics that is putting us apart. And this identity politics that is the main issue here. That's the root of all this. I mean, for God's sake, identity politics, one of the consequences of identity politics is they brought Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a reactionary. It's basically people reacting to this discourse that is happening, though. People are getting fed up. We're going to get a fascist government in the next few years.
We have a fascist government. We've had a fascist government for at least 20 years.
We're having a worse fascist government because of all these chop people, and people don't realize, and all this.
No, the chop people.
They're trying to impose on other people, though. And they're actually sending us to jail or finding us for not addressing it the way they want to address it.
Do you understand what the word fascist means?
Crazy.
Okay, because the CHOP people are not about fascism. They're anti-fascist.
No, but the people who reacted against Chaz, they're the fascists, and they're the ones that eventually going to get to power because the regular folks, the normies, will say, you know what, Chaz is wrong, I want the strongman, make sure that everything goes back to normal, and then they want to impose the fascist people.
Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, George W. Dick Cheney, they are the fascist people. Okay?
Well, the fascist was definitely Dick Cheney. I do agree with that one. And
Yeah.
maybe he left.
And his daughter, who is now Liz Cheney, who is now in Congress. She's a horrible, horrible war profiteer who votes every single time to fund as much money as possible to the war, to the never-ending war effort, and then profits off of it. It's disgusting, and she belongs in prison in order to make the world a safer place for little children. So we're clear.
Yeah, well, we're clear on that. I agree with that one. But still, though, I think, and I think that's the issue. African Americans are racist as well as white people, as well as other races. Don't put African Americans in a second position when they can get away with things. Hold them accountable to the same principle as everybody else. That's what I want. Everybody else.
Right, Manny. That's what this is about. Is about equality. That's what this is about. Is equality.
Correct. How can people share that a 12-year-old white boy gets knocked out in the face just because of the beat of existing? That's not right.
No, that's a fucked up. That's a fucked up human being, Manny. That has nothing to do with these people in the streets. That guy is a.
It's just a small symptom of the whole picture of the whole.
It isn't. That guy is a fucked up child predator who has to go to prison. Okay, that has nothing to do with these people.
Well, anyway, that's all I have to say, Mark, because I'm really sick and tired of this society, though. And quite frankly, though, I no longer believe in Black Lives Matter. I believe that to a certain point they have a legitimate concern, but now I want a strong man making sure that everything goes back to normal. That's what I really want. The coronavirus really messed up things around this society big time. And just wait until July 31st. I want you to remember this day. July 31st is when things are going to get downhill huge. And you know why? Because that's when the unemployment benefits end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when people are going to start looking for jobs, and things are going to get so freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, like, this is possibly people are going to get shot, people are going to be fighting, like a possible soft civil war we're going to have in America, though. So be ready, Marks, because things are going to get worse starting July 31st.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll put a pin in the calendar, Manny.
July 31st, unemployment ends. September 30th, that's when the student loan forgiveness, like the forbearance ends.
Okay, Manny. Hey, Manny, look we talk
on August 31st. That's when the eviction moratorium ends.
We'll see what happens on July 31st and August 31st. Okay, so and then we'll deal with it accordingly. Okay, Manny.
Yeah. That's a huge sticky note that is people are gonna get explode socially starting July 31st.
Okay.
Trust me, this one.
Okay, we got it. We heard you. Okay, Manny. Thanks for calling.
All right, have a good day.
All right, bye. And that's Manny from Seattle is what he said. I thought he moved to the east side. I thought he said he moved to the east side, but he said Seattle. So, east side being like, Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond. Which is nice, just not as much water. Unless you live on the lake. Kirkland's got right on the lake. Bellevue's kind of on the lake. So, we got some protesters in the street in Springfield, that's for sure. And it looks like everywhere else is kind of chill at the moment, which is good. I can't tell how many people are in Seattle, but it looks like a lovely evening to be in the park in Seattle. Oh, there goes the beautiful baby. That beautiful baby looks like he's having a good time. All right, so let's see. I got another video for you. It is about the driver that drove onto the interstate and hit the protesters, killing Summer Taylor. I have a video about Summer Taylor, and that driver has now been charged with manslaughter. I will play that video for you in just a minute. Let's see what's happening in Springfield here. What's going on in Springfield? Portland, pretty quiet. Springfield, that looks like Springfield is happening. Good job, Springfield. Alright, so, fuck yeah, look at Springfield. Stepping up. And they're happy and peaceful and applauding and just beautiful people in the street, right? That's what I see. Americans in a proud American tradition of going into the street and demanding that their representative government hear their voices. It's very simple. Driver hit Summer Taylor, manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter, coming up.
Well, first here at 4, the driver accused of making a deadly decision on I-5 is now charged with vehicular homicide, among other charges. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Aliana Gomez.
And I'm Jamie Tompkins. The 27-year-old man was behind the wheel of a car that collided with 2 protesters. Now, we're not showing the impact, but this is what happened early Saturday. You can see that white car careening towards demonstrators on the interstate, which was close to traffic. 24-year-old Summer Taylor died hours later in the hospital. And tonight we're hearing from Taylor's family for the first time. Summer's parents say their child loved animals, held strong convictions in equality, and fought for marginalized neighbors by protesting for days on end. Q13's Steve Kiggins is live with more. Steve?
Yeah, Jamie, Summer's mom, dad, and brother, they were all emotional during this press conference earlier today. They all agreed that Summer believed in the power of protest, and they continue to believe that that power endures.
People tell me that Summer helped change their life. So many ways that they changed and helped people.
Summer Taylor's bright smile and colorful personality shines through the pain and grief that engulfed their family.
I don't think you can ever anticipate something like this happening.
Summer's dad wore a fleece his child used to wear working at a veterinary clinic, a place where Summer channeled a deep love for animals. The family says that same compassion led Summer to join throngs of protesters fighting to ensure Black Lives Matter.
Summer a lot of times came across as very, loud and sometimes even rude. But that was just because they were so passionate about their beliefs.
No matter how much I might want to ask them to stay safe during protests, they would just say, "Mom, if you are Black in this country, it isn't even safe to be alive."
Summer joined the Black Femme March on Interstate 5 early Saturday morning when a man driving a white sedan careened towards the group, striking Taylor and fellow demonstrator 32-year-old Diaz Love, and both were rushed to the hospital. 27-year-old DeWitt Collette was behind the wheel during the crash, according to the State Patrol. His attorney says the incident was not intentional and instead a horrid accident. Later that night, Summer couldn't hold on any longer and died at the hospital. Summer's family now lean on each other and believe that vibrant color Summer brought to this world will now live on to continue the battle for justice and equity for those marginalized.
Summer was out almost every night with the protesters.
We are deeply moved by the incredible outpouring of love and support.
So the Taylors say that Summer was enrolled in online classes. She was also working to become a vet tech. And they also said this one emphatically. They said Summer openly shared the love in her heart. And they're urging everyone else to summon the same courage to do the same. Back to you guys.
Steve, thank you. Meanwhile, the other victim of that crash is still recovering at Harborview Medical Center.
At last check, the hospital says Diaz Love is now out of intensive care and in satisfactory condition. Today, prosecutors charged DeWitt Colete, the driver accused of hitting Taylor and Love, with vehicular homicide, vehicular assault, and reckless driving. Colete is currently being held on $1.2 million bail. His arraignment is set for later this month.
All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, so if anybody wants to call, the number is 805-669-6397. We have another minute or two. I don't wanna keep going too long. I have gardening I have to do, and Craig got up really early, so I don't want to make Craig stay up late. So, let's see. It looks like Springfield is rocking it tonight. Portland usually gets going a little bit later, so and it looks pretty darn chill. So I am gonna play. Should I play another video? Let's see, another video. We have let's see. No, wait a minute. What do we got here? Dems move block. Israel 8. I already posted that video. I think we're about done. Unless anybody wants to call. Oh, let's see what we got here. Hello, caller.
Hello. This is Ronald Deerdick again. I just want to let you know that I've got about 950,000 signatures.
Wow.
Ready to recriminalize marijuana. How do you feel about that?
I don't know why so many people hate freedom so much.
That's what I was thinking after the last few months. That's what I was thinking also. And I was thinking, what's the best way that I could actually make a boatload of money off of this, being a politician? I'm going to put this shit back in the cartel's hands and the illegal, dealers' hands. You're out there trying to say how to end the drug war. I'm telling you, how you end the drug war is you just end the cops. And then you put it into everybody else's hands. And you legalize all fucking drugs. And you know what? Summer, who dedicated her life for this, in the middle of that highway, that's why we are coming in and we are going to motherfucking recriminalize marijuana in all of your fucking states.
Yes, well.
Because y'all are so spoiled. And you weren't taking a fucking look at your fucking behavior. And all of a sudden, hey, can you smell that?
Good plan. Good luck with that. Okay, so that's not going to happen. And again, anybody who thinks it is, I invite you to come on down to Washington State. I invite you to come on down to Nevada. I invite you to come on down to Oregon. And you see how well that works out for you. You might want to bring your little pussy military with you too, because it's going to end very, very badly for you. All right, so only superpower in the world. The superpower is with the people. If the people do not stand with the government has no power. How can you possibly stand with the government, understanding this? Fuck the government. They are the only true and real threat to your personal freedom. Never forget. All right. That being said, all the beautiful people in the street, power to the people. That being said, we do this every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to go garden. So that means we'll be back tomorrow, same Mox time, same Mox channel. And until then, stay cool. Because one of these days, this war is going to end. It is. One of these days. The way things work. All things end.
No matter which mouth you feed on a two-headed snake, it still shits the same turd. But lucky for you, you have Mox News. More than 10 years. More than 60,000 videos. Mox News has been filtering the nonsense and illuminating the bullshit from your mainstream media. Turn off your TV and turn on to Mox News. For over a decade, documenting the socio-political events that have etched and carved the pathways that define today's modern mess, Mox News has been providing clarity while faithfully bringing you today's relevant stories 100% commercial-free and subscription-free. And just like Lady Liberty vows to remain free. But at this time, we're asking you for your help, your patronage, and your support to keep the lights on and the videos rolling. For less than 17 cents per day, you can become a basic subscriber, knowing that your donation is truly making a difference that will help continue bringing the news stories that make a difference in your life. Turn on, tune in, and drop a couple dimes today by clicking the link below or visiting moxnews.com and show your support at any level. From a single one-time donation or dedicated monthly subscriber, do it now in less than 2 minutes. All donations are safe, securely processed, and verified using PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover Card. As always, we're sure you'll find something of interest each and every day. This holiday season, give the gift of Mox. moxnews.com.